Hey there fellow adult collectors, welcome back. David Yon here with another unboxing video, and today we're taking a look at the Mezco Death Dealer, which has finally been shipped out. I don't even remember when this was ordered, but the Death Dealer that goes with Conan. And you see the Conan right there, which is actually one of the better of Mezco's figures, I think. I think they did a pretty decent job on him, but we're going to see if the Frazetta Death Dealer owns up to it, and it's a big box. I think they have gotten complaints about their shipping practices, and did they actually listen to them? Maybe, because this box is way too big for what's in here. I know I've had complaints. Don't even get me going. And inside here we have some bubble wrap. And then there is, oh, I see what they did. They just used an oversized box. And then there is the Death Dealer packaging. And it's not even taped. Usually that bag is taped. And that's a different style of box for them as well. This sort of shoebox style, and that of course is Frazetta's original artwork there for the Death Dealer Vault collection, it says. Some of his artwork has been going up for sale recently. And usually on the back it shows you what comes with it. It says, not a toy for children, intended for adult collectors only. So no more collect and play. They took all that off there. A couple of tabs here. We'll go ahead and get into this as the remainder of my Mezco orders trickle down. I don't have much left, and I really don't have any intentions of ordering anything else for them after the fiasco I went through with them mis-shipping something to the wrong address, and all I had to go through with that. There's a few things about the company I just don't appreciate. There's your 112. Oh, there it is. Pose, play, display. Play, huh? I don't know about that, Mezco. Some Death Dealer instructions. Gotta keep that from flying away from me. And I guess he lights up. He's got a battery compartment there. And there he is inside the package. Hard to see him though, but of course we're going to pull this out. I don't think there's anything in this box. I think it's just kind of attached. Yeah, it's an empty box. I'll lift the shell off. And then of course we'll break away and take a look at everything that comes in here. And here we are back with our 1/12 scale Frazetta Death Dealer unpacked and ready to go. Lot of accessories with this, although I do have some questions about some of them. And you can see, actually this one is almost 7.5 inches tall with the spike that's on top of his head, but essentially it's roughly a 7-inch tall figure, so he's tall for a 1/12 scale. And just for reference, you know, we'll put the Conan next to him, and you can see that he is in fact taller than the Conan that he's supposed to go with. Again, Conan, one of the better figures, did have some quirkiness to it, but overall I like the Conan, and I like the way this one looks so far overall. And we'll take a close look at him and a close look at the accessories as well as we check this character out. Frazetta is infamous for his artwork, of course, and I know a lot of his stuff came up for auction recently.
Are you going to get the horse?
There's no horse.
I mean, because they got it pictured on the box.
Yeah,
but I mean, are you going to get a 1/12 horse to go with it?
You know, I don't know.
Because it seemed like that would be cool.
Yeah, it probably would. It would be nice if they had offered something like that, but they did not. It's a good detail. Been waiting a while for it. Not nearly as long as, I think, the 1989 Batman. I don't know if they're ever going to come up with that.
Did you ever get it?
No, it hasn't been released.
Oh. Or that Baker, that Tom Baker.
Well, Tom Baker's from Big Chief Studios, but yeah, that's Big Chief is another one that's just famous for delays. They can't get anything done on time. But Mezco has gotten like that. They've gotten really sloppy with getting stuff out on certain properties. And of course there was my whole shipping fiasco that I did a video on, because that was a nightmare. And that is an actual chainmail skirt. And again, there's a... And he fell over. The infamous Mezco foot peg does it again. Something that I thought they had corrected, because there's been some improvements with those, but not as much as I would have liked. I'm having trouble getting in on them now. And I got them back into focus here. Took a second. Again, overall, he looks good. And he does have some weight to him because of the skirt. But yeah, still the same. I was kind of surprised, actually, that he toppled over like that. But many of the Mezcos have that problem with the foot peg. So we'll go ahead and look at his accessories, and then we will take a look at the figure and test the articulation. Of course, there's the 1/12 collective bag, which I never use. Some people like these. I never use it. Although this is the first time it's come with a slide on it to keep it rolled up.
What's the bag for?
People put the accessories in it and leave it out rather than going in and out of the box, but I don't like doing that. Here's the clamp, I guess in case you want to make them jumping through the air. And I've had trouble with these too. Sometimes they don't fit around the figures, or they can't hold the weight of them. So I have had issues with these as well. There's a little necklace with some claws or perhaps fangs on it. Little vinyl necklace. A battle axe, a bloody axe. I'll try to keep that in focus there. He is the death dealer after all. A sheath for a curved sword. And it really looks like all they did was repaint Conan's sword and sheath. I think this is the exact same one that Conan has in a different paint scheme. And there's the, or scabbard, if you will, and then there's the sword. It is very thin.
Does it fit in the sheath?
Yes, it should. Conan's does. It should go right in there. Well, it's a little jerky, but yeah, it goes right in there.
Okay, that's cool then.
These are the hooks that you use, there's 4 of them, to hang the weapons off of his belt. And I had a lot of difficulty with these with Conan. See, like there's a little loop right there, and one end goes in here and the other end goes on the belt or the clothing somewhere. This chain would also be associated with hanging the weapons. Here's a dagger with the sheath. And it should fit right in there as well. That's actually a very, very tight fit. So watch out for that, because again, these are very thin and they could break easily. There's a trophy, a decapitated head with a grip carved out for fingers to fit into. So you can have him carrying the head. Just make sure that's in focus. A cape. It's got a wire in it, and it's actually very thick material. That feels thick. Weathered on the outside. Make it look old. Some blood splattering effects. A slashing blood effect. And then part of a head on a little blood backdrop. I guess that would lay on the ground. Unless there was a way to stick it to the axe. If it was a... That would be neat, actually, if there was a magnet. And you could... Like he was slicing away somebody's head, yeah. There's an extra head. Because he has two heads. And they do light up. There's light up eyes. And it uses the same feature that was used with Cable and with some of their other, like their Krieg figures. Pair of hands. Grasping hands. Which, good detail on the hands. Gripping hands. And of course we'll be testing the head and hand changeouts when we test the articulation. And hands that are for gripping the weapons. And you can even see the little fingernails. And this came with a set of pins. Which I will probably never use.
I will.
Yeah, you ain't getting my pins.
Putting it on my jacket.
Different belt, because his belt comes off. So you can put this on so he can be the heavyweight world champion. And an alternate set of shoulder pads. And a shield, very large shield. That's it for the accessories, so we'll go ahead and pull him off. and test his articulation as well as his other functions. There we go. So side to side is good. Side tilt, very limited. Up and down. Hello, Miss Kitty. You wanted to check him out? All right, we have a little bit of a problem. Watch out, Miss Kitty. You're in the way. Yeah.
Come over here.
That's great.
Come on. Come this way. Push her down and then she'll come over here.
Yeah, she's getting frustrated now. Go on. Keep going.
Come on.
So up and down motion is pretty much non-existent. The rest of the motion's not going to work. The most you're going to get out of him is side to side. And the head comes off, and we'll try the other head on him. And the change out works really well. And again, this one, very, very limited. You're only going to get side to side motion. We'll go ahead and turn this on so you can see that effect.
Oh, the eyes light up.
Yeah. It works better on this one, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Arms up to about right there, obstructed by the shoulder pads. Works better going forward and up. There we go. That works a lot better going forward and up. Double jointed elbows. A lot of good detail on the arms. You see all the veins on the arms. Bicep twist. Side to side is actually pretty good. It's mostly soft goods, so it doesn't obstruct it too much. Ab crunch and back arch isn't bad. Forward crunch is limited by the belt. Wrist rotation is pretty good. We'll change out a hand. And that was fairly smooth. Again, this is real, so it's got some weight to it. Splits are really good, but you know, he doesn't have pants on, so there's nothing to really obstruct his legs, at least not too much. Forward is pretty decent, as well as backwards on both legs. Color looks consistent throughout the body. Double jointed knee. And then no twist at the calf. Although the ankle movement isn't too bad. Well, we'll see here. Hold on. Forward and back, yeah, there is some obstruction because of his greaves. So it doesn't move too much. And in the front flap here, this piece, there is a wire for posing. Not in the back, but in the front. Now, you're supposed to be able to change this out, and it's in the instructions that the upper armor, see, 2 chest armor parts are removable from the figure. And I was looking at this before I got started, and I really cannot figure out how to get this off. And it's very thin, especially down here where this simulated vinyl chain is under the arm. And I honestly do not want to risk damaging this by trying to remove this piece. I feel like if I try to get it off, I'm going to tear it. It's so thin. So I'll not be changing that out. The belt I think I could try to change out if I can figure out where it's where the separation is on the belt. Because you're supposed to be able to get the belt off as well. And I think it separates. There we go. there's a tab right there. So that came off easily enough. And I can put this one on. But as I was saying, I don't feel confident removing his shoulder pads. I'll try to get that to connect, because it's a really small, I think I got it. All right, really small little tab. So there's that. So we'll give him some of his accessories and pose him and see how he looks, and we'll get right back to that. Okay, here we go with Death Dealer posed, and had some difficulty with keeping him posed, again, because he just does not hold well to the foot pegs. This is a problem that has really never been corrected or addressed even with Mezco. It's something that I think would be an easy fix, and they just haven't ever bothered. Conan holds on to his foot peg a lot better, but his ankles are weaker, so he tends to topple over. Also, I did not put the sword on him, and this is literally just a repainting of Conan's sword, but I've had so much trouble with his that I didn't want to be even bothered to try to hook the whole thing up. To get the little chains and the little hooks and everything connected to the belt and done the way it needs to be done, it takes a lot. And I just didn't have the patience right now. I figure if I'm going to do it, I'll do it later. I didn't want to spend 15-20 minutes trying to get it connected. This one even came off, and it took me like 2-3 minutes just moving the figure. I didn't even touch it, and it came loose. 2 or 3 minutes to get it reconnected, and it's just a pain in the butt. I like the idea that it's got an actual armored skirt. This cape, I appreciate that it's thick, but it makes it difficult to work with. I mean, this is like shirt fabric. It's very thick, and I put the necklace on and I put the cape on, and it's kind of hard to get the head rooted because of how thick it is. Overall, the figure looks good, and I think that the batteries are dying already. You can't even see the glow anymore because I left it on. It's only been on less than 10 minutes, and it's already kind of fading. But, oh well, I mean, what are you going to do? I like the overall look of the figure. I like that it comes with a lot of accessories. A hodgepodge of quality. For example, the chainmail is good quality. The construction of the figure is good quality. But then some of the accessories are very thin. As I pointed out, I did not want to risk trying to change this out. This one feels a little thicker, but the one that's on him, it's like paper thin vinyl. And I'm honestly afraid I'm going to tear it. And the sword and the dagger also very thin and kind of difficult to work with those little hooks. I think some of the other access or accenting accessories, like the head and the blood splatters and things like that, are nice touches. What do you think?
I think it's okay for me. You know, I'm not a fan of that scale of action figure.
Yeah.
But it looks nice, but I think it would have been more impressive if it had the horse. Only because on the base it shows a horse, and on the picture it shows a horse. And like that pose right there with the cape flowing and the way he's swinging his arms back, that looked like a pose for a horse. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like he's on a horse and he got his arm back about to swing forward to chop somebody's head off or to hit somebody with the axe. But overall, I mean, I guess it's nice. Like I said, that scale I'm not a fan of. But overall, just looking at it and setting it up into a diorama, I think it could be impressive.
Okay. And yeah, again, I like it. The complaints are the same complaints I have about most of the Mezco figures, but again, they're mostly things that Mezco never addresses. They just kind of let it roll off their back. And okay, fine, I guess you know what to expect. I think it's one of their better figures, just like the Conan was one of their better figures, because Mezco doesn't always knock it out. It's hit or miss. I would put it up there with some of their better creations, like with Popeye or Nosferatu and figures like that I think they did a really great job on. Overall, I like it. The nitpicks that I have aren't major, with the exception, I think, of the foot peg thing again, because it just makes it tough to pose. It makes it tough to pose it if you can't get the figure to stand properly.
Yeah. But that's a complaint with all action figures that have stands and foot pegs and all of that. It's making them stand up. And I think with that many complaints, it seemed like the manufacturers would go to like a die-cast foot in a metal base and then put magnets in the feet. Just to make it stand up better. Because that's a complaint it seems like everybody have, and we both have different styles. You got Mezco's Hot Toys.
And there he goes.
All of these other companies, and that's always the complaint. 3-0, all of them got the same complaint. They won't stand up. They're top heavy. They're all of this and all of that.
And it can be fixed. 3-0 fixed it by making the figures, well, they did with the Transformers, from the knees down, they're die cast.
Yeah, after, about the third, fourth figure, they're like, okay, this is the biggest complaint. Let's make the feet die cast. And it's the same with these. If you don't want to make die cast feet, you could put magnets in the feet and put magnets on the base or something like that. Or, just something to make it more sturdy. Because if that falls, it fell down, an inch or two, but some people got it on a shelf. It fall down 2-3 feet and it's broken.
And that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
That can happen with these figures. Some of them are actually a lot more fragile than you would expect. And also, the Bela Lugosi you got just recently has magnetized feet to make him stay on the base. Now, is this one that I would get again? And I'm going to say, for the price, no. This was actually, as far as Mezco 112s, for one figure, was kind of up there. I want to say it was between the 125 and 150 range with tax and shipping. I think with the tax and shipping, it comes out to around 150 for that figure. And they give you a bunch of little accessories and stuff like that, but a lot of the stuff, I think it's overkill, like the pins. I didn't need that. I don't know. Does anybody actually care about this kind of stuff when you get pins and stickers and crap? I think it's unnecessary for the most part, and you could have done away with that and saved me $5 or $10. So I don't like that. For the price, if it was a cheaper figure, if this was around the $100 mark, I would say yes, I would do it again. But at the 150 mark with tax and shipping, and I'm guesstimating because I went to open Mezco's website to verify, and they've got a new cookie service that you can't proceed without it. And it, quite frankly, I read the fine print on it, and it looks really invasive. So I'm like, damn, now I don't even want to open up Mezco's webpage. Thank you. But I want to say it's around the 150 mark. If it was around the 100 mark, yeah, I think so. But at that price, I'm going to say no. But hey, guys, what do you think? Do you think this is an interesting figure? Is this one that you've ordered, one that you have, one that you're interested in? Do you like it or dislike it? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Please do give the video a thumbs up if you got something out of it. We hope you did. Share it if you can. Subscribe if you knew, all that good stuff. And if that's it, then what more can we say? But thanks for watching. And we will see you again soon.